All right, Fletch. Time for one of your favourite guests of the week.
Yes. I see him twice a week now.
Is that too much?
No, it's never too much.
What about off the back of Vegas?
No.
Was he a bad influence on you in Vegas?
Was Matty a bad influence?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't a bad influence.
Okay.
We were all in it together.
Matty Johns, welcome to the run home.
Missile, how you going? Hey, Fletch.
Hello, Matthew. Just before I go back, just have a chat with you. A mate has texted me through, and we're just talking about the sex traps over in, all the colonels and that over in Vegas. Apparently, there's an app in America where you can, in your local city, you click on your app, and the nightclub or the venue or the pub or the restaurant for people to go and see them. So the venue will say, "Yep, we've got Travis Kelce, for example, in our pub tonight." So all the sex trappers get down there.
Oh,
it's an app.
Dangerous.
Yes. So
That's crook. That should be illegal.
Wow.
Correct. It should be.
What's it called?
I'm not too sure what it is, but my mate was just telling me that that's a legit thing. It's an app to tell you where sports stars are at in your city. Go down there, get the Tabasco, in the Keith Bonnie, all that sort of stuff. you know that Rort? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Matthew, welcome. What have you been doing today?
Fletch, mate, I've been preparing. Myself and Cooper got a big podcast tomorrow.
Yep.
With the missile himself.
Oh, hang on. You kept that quiet.
Well, I didn't know if it was under wraps or not.
No, mate.
right.
Let it go, Missile. We've got Luke Brooks early in the afternoon. We've got Missile. Now, is Rose coming over, Missile?
She was just asking me then. So she wanted to know, is this purely business or would there be dinner or drinks or something on the side?
Look, James, speak to Fletch. He'll let you know clearly that I mix business with pleasure. So we'll do, if you're interested, we'll do the podcast and then we'll wander down to my local.
Yes. And
with the girls who want, have a beer and a meal. If you're interested.
Sounds
perfect.
Good.
Yeah, I'll lock her in.
Make Matty shout. Now, since being in Vegas, Matty's just shouting everyone. I love it.
I can't help it.
What happened, Matthew? What happened in Vegas that you've brought back to Australia where you're just getting that black MX out and just going boom, tap, tap.
Fletch, it's so bizarre. A couple of times in Vegas, waking up in the morning and getting home late, I saw my life a few times flash before my eyes. And I just realised how pathetic my life was, and I'm going to make amends. I'm going to come back and treat all my loved ones with the love and respect they deserve, which includes splitting bills.
Good work. Just on tomorrow, the chat with the missile. I'd imagine the enhanced games will be on top of it. I don't want you to.
Well, this wasn't pre-planned, Fletch. The enhanced. So Matty and I spoke before all of this.
Oh, okay. So this is just going to be another string to the bow.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah. Well,
if it does work, because Matty and I, we have discussed it. We were just saying how what you were talking about, Missile, how in America now, how the anti-aging and all that sort of stuff. And the peptide, we thought, wouldn't it be good as middle-aged men to maybe dip our toes into that sort of gear? Yeah. Pardon the pun. But, Matty, are you still keen to explore it?
Fletch, I'm keen to get my testosterone levels tested and get back to my as good as I can be.
Yeah, that's
at the moment, mate, I had a look at myself the other day. We all kid ourselves. We look at ourselves at a certain angle in the mirror and just go, well, mate, I got a photo the other day and I just looked like I had droopy triceps. Yep. And I looked and I just went, oh, man. I'm starting to look like my grandfather. I'm getting that old man look.
Yeah, it's a dog's body.
So, mate, I just don't want it, Fletch. It's a bad look for the show. So I think we should go together and get our testosterone levels checked. Yeah. And been put back to what they should be.
I think so too. Is this sort of dangerous sort of stuff, Missile? I mean, it's God's work. Are we sort of?
Yeah, it's not putting anything foreign into your body. It's it's a hormone that's naturally occurring, right? So it's just bringing your levels back up to restore all those sort of energy levels.
But it's not natural. It's not natural. There must be a reason why God does this to us, if there is a God.
Yeah, it's God slowly killing us.
Yes,
mate, we can't live forever.
Careful. You be careful, Fletch. He used to own this network. The big man himself.
Yeah, he's in town, actually. He's in town. Now, Matthew, the footy starts tonight. Let's talk about... I made something quite controversial. I was a huge South fan as a youngster, South's captain. And I've said, I don't think they're going to make the 8. What say you, Johnsy?
Fletch, I think they will. Yep. I have looked through their side. They've just got too many good players. It's just, mate, it's the old thing with Souths. And we said this from, about a third of the way through the season last year, is that Souths can win the comp. They can win the comp next year or this season. It's just about where their heads are and where their attitude is. And we saw it coming last year. We saw it from about midway into the season. They were fantastic, knocking off all the top sides. And then they just went off a cliff. And the bad Souths that I see when I go, oh, mate, they're starting to come undone in a game, and sometimes it's symbolic of their season, is when they just pour that much more energy into their attack than they do their defence, but also they get frivolous with the football and they just blow chances because they trust their attack so much. They just go, we'll get another one in a couple of minutes. And last year it caught up with them. They couldn't get their discipline back. Couldn't get it back. So I think they will, Fletch. I'd like to see how they use Jack Whiten. Mainly people will say you'll play in the centres. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a lightweight 13 a little bit, giving Cameron Murray a spell every now and then. I think as he gets older, that could just about be his best spot.
Yeah. I suppose now that it's sort of forced their hand with the Campbell Graham injury, though, isn't it really? Yeah. So I suppose, because there was talk that he wanted to play fullback and Latrell to 6 and Cody to 7. My question to you, Matty, as a young half coming through, because I was saying sometimes, we're just talking about Lachlan Ilias, and sometimes it's very hard for a young half coming through to demand the ball when you've got senior players in. But at the end of the day, the halfback lives and dies by the results, and the coach is the first one to go to. Did you find that coming through as a younger half hard to... And you had some of those old head forwards too, so get out of the way, Matthew. Yeah,
that's how it was. So when Joe and I first came into first grade, we had like Chief and Tony Butterfield and Mark Sargent, all these guys who were international and top line front rowers and back rowers, and they should just go get out of the way. Yeah. And it took us a long while. After the game, you go and have a beer, and they say, "Mate, listen, you got to tell us what to do." And I was like, "Mate, I was." Yeah. And they said, "Listen, your job is when you wear a 6 or a 7, your job is to tell us to get the hell out of the way and just tell us where to go on the field. And if you say anything to us on the field and give it to us, we won't take it personal." And so the next week I did, and one of the front rowers never spoke to me again.
But do you get that? I get that impression when I watch Lachlan Ilias play. You sort of think because they always go left, which is right because they're so dangerous on the left hand side. But surely defensive sides now go, I'm going to leave one short on the short side because Lachlan Ilias isn't going to overcall the ball.
Well, I thought last year when they started building sides like Brisbane and Penrith and had that really sweet spot, is they were setting up the same formations. They were going just to the far post or a little bit past it. But the difference was half of the time Lachlan was taking the ball and going the same way. He was just given a lot of variation. He and Kalamantangi and Campbell struck up some nice little formations out there and a really big threat, and that complemented what Cody was doing over the other side of the field. And that's the other thing, boys, is losing Campbell Graham is a big, big loss to Lachlan Ilias. Lachlan was very good last year at times of playing up short sides, that right-hand short side, and his man was Campbell Graham. Like Campbell and he Campbell read his ball playing very, very well. So that's a big loss to Lachlan as well. But the bottom line is you've basically got to divorce yourself from your natural self, if that makes sense, and just get out there and bark and yell and scream and tell them what to do.
Hey, Matty, just away from football for a second. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I want to understand the dynamics of Valentine's Day in the Johns household where young Cooper and partner are living under the same roof as yourself and Trish. Was it a double date scenario, or did you exchange plans with Cooper?
I just said date.
How did that work in the same house?
Oh, this is bad because it wasn't, mate. I totally forgot it was on. We don't really celebrate it anyway.
No, me neither.
I'm sort of getting to that age. Actually, once I said I was giving away being a tight ass, but when the kids were sort of younger and Easter and that, I used to say, mate, it's just a marketing employee from the supermarket. It's not going to buy anything.
That's right.
So we did. No, I totally forgot it was on. I'm not the most romantic person. I'll be telling out. It's probably a shock revelation, but I'm just not. I'm not wired for it.
What about Cooper?
Yeah,
he's only like a year in or something, right? So he's got to go big.
Secret dirtbag, secret Lothario, romantic. I've heard him. I've caught him a few times, having a bit of a talk there, and mate, it was quite sickening actually.
I'd like to hear his secrets because he is. Have you seen Cooper's partner, Fletch? He's batting well above his average.
I haven't. Is this the one?
Kenner.
Yeah, but is this Matthew? He was going out with her a while ago and they broke up and it's rekindled?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yes, I have seen it.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know about that.
Matthew, what about when you're in the house and is there any sort of song going on in the bedroom to muffle and then right, they're getting down? Is there a sign? Because I only say this because I had my two nephews over last night.
I've heard some rumours that Cooper is very open about what is happening in the house.
Oh, okay.
Just rumours.
I had my two nephews staying there, about 13 and 14, and they're in the spare room. It's right next to my room. Oh, anyway, they were in there doing something naughty with themselves, and I came in and I blew up, right? And I barged in, and I just said, boys, if you keep doing, I'm telling you, they're two boys, yeah. And I said, boys, if you keep doing that. They were sort of having a Hillary.
Different corners.
Having a Hillary.
In the same room?
Yeah. Anyway,
so in different corners. They're facing away from each other.
So I burst in and I said, boys, I'm serious. If you keep doing that, you're going to go blind. And they said, Uncle Brian, we're over here. So that just came to me. Well, I'm going to go now. That was my mic drop moment.
No, it's very good, Fletch.
Yeah, no.
Very. Mate, I tell you, we only seen each other twice a week. It feels a bit weird.
It does.
Doesn't it? Can't wait to get the gang back together again.
The gang is getting back together. The footy's on tonight, Matthew, 7 o'clock.
I love it.
7 o'clock. I'm sure you're going to be into it. Bulldogs versus Storm. Give me a feel where you think the Bulldogs will finish this year.
I think they'll go up into the mid-table.
Okay.
I'll state the obvious is that they've got to get off to a good start. But if you get off to a good start and you start to get that, bit of confidence and that winning feeling, I just think Cameron Ciraldo learned a lot from last year, and I think he'll be far better off. I think he'll have a far better idea about the strengths or how the side should play. Crichton's just an enormous in, and they've got a little bit of depth. Look, I would say that you wouldn't look at them and say outside of Crichton, they've gone and picked up a really big top liner, but they've picked up some really solid professionals like Drew Hutchinson and, mate, the sex on legs, Toby Sexton.
Yep.
He's a good footballer, Toby, young fella who's on the way up, Blake Taff. I think I got and Jacob Preston too. Very, very good leader. He's going to be a year older. I reckon they can sneak up into the mid-table, but, mate, they've got to get, it's a big year for Matty Burton and for Reid Marnie. For those, and Valiami Kickout as well.
Yeah.
For those three blokes, in my opinion, let them down last year.
Well, I was going to say
they were brought there to be leaders.
I was going to say that. So they've got Crichton, who's obviously the new man, but Kickout, who only played a handful of games, so he's really like another new
signing.
Yeah, he's a new signing. So when you think about this, you'll have Jamin Salmon, we got a dog at 13. Yeah. Then you've got Jacob Preston and Kickout in the back row. That's a handy back row.
Yes.
And don't forget Joshy Curran.
Josh Curran, who's playing All-Stars this week.
Mate, he's
Curran as well.
He's a terrific player. Yeah, he's a really good player. I think they'll go up into the mid-table. I'd be surprised if it'd be a hell of a season for Ciraldo. I mean, if he can push them into the finals, finish at 8th spot, he's Coach of the Year. I don't think they'll get there, but I reckon they'll give some cheek. I think they're going to go pretty good.
Matty, a bit of content coming out this week from your podcast.
Yes.
Word on the street is that you've thrown our man Fletch under the bus.
Hang on.
Who's the worst influence? Because you're all bad influences, like in terms of like get everything out for the drink. Like,
whatever someone's vice is, we enable it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're out of it. Who do you think's the worst influence?
Probably Fletch.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, that's not great. Matthew, if anything, I enable. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But I only enable because I'm having a good time. I want everyone around us having to. Whether it be Chinese food, righto. If we're one in, all in, righto. We're going to play the pokies. Yep. One in, all in.
Yep. Beer, one in, all in. Fletch, I'm more than happy to be enabled.
Yes.
I'm very comfortable with it, as you saw in Vegas. In fact, if you don't enable me, I feel left out.
So that wasn't a slide on my character, was it?
No, it was a rap.
Okay.
No, it was a rap.
Because Cooper didn't frame it. Cooper didn't frame it like that.
No, he didn't.
Bad influence isn't great for the resume.
yeah.
How's Cooper going over at Kiss, Matty? He's people have got to tackle him for pink tickets. He's the cash cow. He's all sorts of roles.
He jumped on the other day because, mate, I tell you what, they go hard on there, mate. And he, of course, he feels like a pig in shit. He just loves it. He just mixes. He rolls around in it. And he told a story the other day about Trish.
On air?
Yeah. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It involved a sex shop and double-ended things. Anyway, Kyle was like, righto, let's call your mum. Let's call her. Yeah. So they called Trish. She just finished fitness session. So Cooper's he got the rounds of the kitchen when he got home. There's some things that are better off probably just within the family as opposed to going on national radio with it.
Is Cooper going to play park footy or with his mates or anything like that, Matty? Has he still got the fire to do that, or he's just all in now on the media stuff?
Mate, he has become what I always suspected he would be, a failed footballer. He does the ball jokes. He likes to do the ball jokes and the short jokes, and that's my thing at him. Mate, you're a failed footballer. Shut up.
Yeah.
Or I'll ring up Kick Out and get him to run over the top of you again. But no, mate, you should see his body. Oh, my God.
What's happened?
It's embarrassing. He's become one of those fat, skinny blokes.
Oh, no. Like a Richo rot.
Lots of fat, skinny.
At least he's not wearing out on nappies. Hey, what about Jacko, your other son? I know I had a beer with him last Friday. He's up and about too. He's very, very keen to pursue his career in the advertising game.
Yes, he is. No, he's going good, Fletch. And I must say, for the family, look, Miss Old, and Fletch, you as well, but Miss Old, the highs and lows of professional sport, I cannot tell you what a relief to the household it is that they're not going around this year.
That was the first thing my parents said, Matty, when they called me after all this stuff. They said, haven't you had enough of your time in the spotlight? Like, can't we just relax now that you're retired? So, Mum, Dad, I'm sorry, but, it's a big opportunity. But I assume as parents that's quite draining, having to constantly worry about your kids.
This is the season I've looked forward to the most for so long. I don't want to say I dreaded it, but for me it was like, it's arriving. The highs and lows and all that sort of stuff. And, hey, Jack, I'm talking about you, not to you. So I'm extremely happy.
We've got to go soon, Matty, but I just want to talk about this. Have you heard that Season 3 of The Bear, you and I, we love The Bear. It's going to premiere in June, so it's not too far away. Where does that rate on your list of great series?
I think it's right up there, Fletch. Up there with The Afterlifes, things like the ones that come to mind. I think that one. I tell you, there's a 2-part one to have a look on docos on Foxtel. It's called, I think it's something like The Footballer, The Wife and The Crash. It's a true story about this English Premier League player who passes away and all these things that had happened that he was up to, basically living parallel lives and stuff like that. It's very, very good.
What is it? True?
Yeah, true story.
Okay.
True story. It's a doco. I tell you the other one too to watch. You mentioned The Bear there before. Our man from The Bear, come on. He was in The Iron Claw with the wrestler. Mate, The Iron Claw is awesome.
Zac Efron?
Oh, mate, it is so good. Great. Again, true story about the Von Erich family, the wrestling family. It's awesome.
We've got a text through from Cam. He said, is Matty hiding from Trish? Why is he whispering?
Yeah, I do, actually. I do a little bit down here. This is my little safe little place, boys.
Yeah.
We've all got one, haven't we?
Yeah.
Where's yours, Fletch?
Gary's Golden Hands just up the road here. Gary's off. He's been off for a little while. I think Jimmy Smith gave him some sort of warts on his hands or something.
Discount Dave.
So he's over in Southeast Asia. Not Jimmy. Gary.
Discount Dave.
Well, Matthew, enjoy your night. I'm sure you'll be sitting around the campfire watching the footy because it's back.
Footy's back. Look forward to it, boys. It all starts from here. So, and I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Ol.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Matty.
See you, Matthew.